Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mitchell Swan, and I'm sitting in for Marc McMain. But I'm also sitting in for our good friend, if you've been listening weekly, Bob Furr was going to be in here with us today. And for my Christian brothers and sisters out there, please pray for Bob. He couldn't be in here today because he has 300 fourth graders that he has to give field trips to. I can't imagine the patience that man must have.
You know he's having the best time of his life right now.
I would take this seat all day long over going out with 300 fourth graders. I'm sure they're all wonderful kids.
Yeah. No, Bob's fun, so he's going to make a delight, without a doubt.
And well, we all want rain, but Bob's like, no rain today. Can you imagine what you do with them if that was the case?
We'll tune in next Tuesday to see what he has to say about it.
So I came into the studio a few minutes ago, and I'm all excited. We got some great guests, and I'm like, what are we going to do for the first 15 minutes? I got a text last night, well, you have a special guest coming in. So I'm filling in for Marc McMain, and my first guest today was supposed to be Marc McMain, and he stood me up.
No.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It was kind of tentative and based on your schedule. So you did some magic, and so he's coming in next week.
That's okay. Everyone knows I like to talk.
See, everybody wants to come in with you, Mitch. So when you're here interviewing, the phone's ringing off the hook. Yeah, everybody's super excited. They're like, I want to interview with Mitch. You
know, you're setting the expectations pretty high for the next 57 minutes. But thank you for that kindness.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. But Bob did have a message. He was kind. He sent me a wonderful email this morning, and I'm so happy to be here for him. But he said, if you have a moment, please, you've got to talk about the Mad Fest event this Saturday down in Madison.
Yes.
Now listen, everyone. We've been blessed with some great weather. And if it's still great this Saturday, listen, Netflix will still be there for you at that night. Take your wife on a day date, right?
Oh, yes,
take your kids, air them out, put the screens down, get out of the house, go make some real memories. Because this Mad Fest down in Madison, and for those of us in Walton County, you have no excuse. Just go down Highway 83. It's a straight shoot right into Madison, and it's being held at the town park, which is right on the left. Right, just across the street from Amici's. Go have some fun. So what are they going to be doing down there? All right, first off, this thing runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's probably their biggest event all year. They're going to have your arts and your crafts and your plants and your treats and vendors. They're also going to have local businesses out there kind of showing their wares and talking about what they do. And we've got to support those local businesses. Amazon can't bring everything to our house, right? I'll tell you, I live on 186 here in Good Hope, and I see that guy being worn out. That Amazon Prime and FedEx and UPS, I mean, next to the gravel trucks, that's the only thing going up and down that road all day. So let's go support those local businesses.
Absolutely.
But they're going to have food trucks and vendors, but there's also going to be live music. And, you know, there's something about listening to music live that just resonates with you. You get into it. The sun will be out there, you know, and 6 different bands.
Oh, awesome.
So that's going to be a wonderful time. There are going to be trolley rides for the kids. When was the last time your child, if ever, went on a trolley ride? So get the camera out or your phone. Now, we don't have cameras. We just have phones. Take some pictures of that. And they're going to have a car show. Now, I love car shows, and I hate car shows. I love car shows because I just love the old cars and how much thought went into them, and it's nostalgic. And then I'll see a car that I used to own, and I'll be so sad because I'm like, I wish I still had that.
You gave it up. Oh, yeah.
Now, this is going to sound crazy to some people. They're going to be like, you did what to that car? My very first car was a 1968 Camaro.
Oh, awesome. Now, that's like the Smokey and the Bandit Camaro?
Well, that's a Trans Am.
Oh,
that was like a 1977 Trans Am. It's okay.
Sorry.
They had a lot of similarities, but in the 60s, the 68 was sharp.
Okay.
Now, to put this in perspective, I got my first car in 1980, right? Okay. So everyone today is like, I crushed it into a telephone pole. I'm from Boston,
Mitch.
It was icy and snowy. I just got the car. It was very overpowered. And we just hit some, you would all call it black ice. Mm-hmm. We just call it ice up there. I didn't see it, but I caught all of that telephone pole. And that was the last of that car. But I bought it in 1980 for a couple, literally $600. And people are like, oh, those cars go for like 60 grand now.
Oh, yes.
But it was only 12 years old. That'd be like today, someone saying, hey, I just got a 2014 Camaro. You're like, dude, those things are all over the place. It's not that special. But the car shows, people, I'm sharing too much on the radio, but I'm going to be down there. I'm going to go check that out. So again, it's this Saturday. It's in Madison at the Town and Park area, and it's MadFest, and it goes from 4 a.m. Goes until 4 p.m. It's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Awesome.
And so that's going to be fantastic.
Madison always has such fun activities to go and be outside and just, they just think about the whole family. They don't miss a beat. So Madison is so fun. And make sure you look for Mr. Bob. If you see the trolley, I guarantee you'll see Mr. Bob. So say hello.
That's right, and say thanks for that notice you made Mitch do on the radio.
Yeah, ask him about how his field trip went today.
No more kids in the trolley. I'm only taking adults today.
No, I don't think so.
Well, the other thing about Madison, when I do have guests come to the house from out of state, we always go to Madison. It's one of the few towns left with real antebellums, the historic sites. As most people down here know, it was not burned by Sherman. He went around it because he was friends with the mayor. At least that's the story I heard.
Sure.
Maybe he lost a bet. I don't know.
Better ask Bob.
Better
Bob
ask
knows.
Bob.
Yep.
That's right. Get on that trolley and get the tour. So we've got some great guests coming in. At 5:15, we're going to have our friend Jason Wood of Rosewood Luxury Pools. He's going to talk with us a little bit. If you've been anywhere in this area, you know the absolute pollen we've gone through. And it's time to start servicing that pool because the warm weather is coming. Don't let this week fool you.
Or if you're thinking about a pool because of spring, summer,
that's right.
Now's a good time to.
Well, your kids are asking for one all the time, especially
I'm always
by
asking
July.
for one.
You don't have one yet?
No, we have one, but I asked for a very long time.
You want the luxury rosewood pools.
Yes, I do want a luxury rosewood pool. You're exactly right.
True story. And then at the bottom of the hour for 30 minutes, I've got a wonderful friend coming in, Mike Torino. And if you don't know Mike, he is the father of Chris Torino. And you're still like, Mitch, who the hell is that?
Yes.
Well, if you're familiar with Amici's, his son started that. They started a restaurant, their first restaurant in 1993. And I want to hear about how does you go from having just a small family idea to a franchise now that you can find all through Georgia and also into South Carolina. So we're going to hear his stories as well. One thing, and I had wanted to talk about this with Marc if he had made it in today, I want to talk and share my thoughts on this little bit of a tiff, this little row going on between Pope Leo and Trump. I really learned about it just this past weekend, but I know that we have aggression going over. We got some things to work out with Iran in the Middle East, and I hope we get to a peace table soon, and it may escalate. But in this, the Pope had taken a stance kind of opposed to the U.S. President and saying, from his view, he's neutral, he's not political, he's here about love and spreading the truth and gospel of Jesus Christ. And as a result, Trump sent out a few tweets. Now, listen, I'm a Trump guy. I voted for him 3 times. But he sent out a few tweets calling the Pope weak, not understanding world affairs. Sean Hannity dogpiled him the other night, also on his show, saying the Pope needs to read the Old Testament and understand David had to go out and slay the Goliath and the giant, and all these historic battles in the Bible. But I would just point out, this is really common sense to me. For those listening, the United States has anywhere between 250 to 270 diplomatic outposts around the world. And whenever we get into a hostile situation with a belligerent state, all 270 of those outposts, now most of them are embassies, some are consulates. A consulate is a diplomatic outpost that doesn't have the ambassador there, so if you have a passport issue, you can go in. But all 270 of those outposts went to heightened security once we get into a hostile environment, and a combative environment with another nation state, because we want to protect the citizens working there, the tourists overseas. They want to know that there's a safe haven they can come to, because there's always going to be protests. There's protests going on now that you won't hear about. There's going to be Molotov cocktails, right? They'll be yelling at the Marines at the gate, and we want to secure them. Now, if you put yourself in the seat of the Pope, he has over 250,000 churches and religious outposts around the world. And some of these are in the Philippines. And, huge population of Catholics in the Philippines. And there's 7,000 islands in the Philippines. So you've got these things spread out all over the place. But they also have a huge Muslim population there. And they're Sunni. Now, it's the worst acronym in the world for their organization. They're militant, and it's called the Militant Islamic Liberation Front. And if you put that all together, it stands for MILF. And they need to rebrand that. But if the Pope comes out and says, yes, we support these hostilities against a Muslim nation, you're just putting Christians all over the world at threat. And we already have Christians being slain in Syria these days, the continent of Africa, throughout so many of their countries. There's just Christian violence against people, and they got slaughtered on Easter. Yes. And so you can't come out and just to be Trumpy, support the president in this if you're responsible for the safety of over 1.3 billion Catholics, and then a greater number of just Christians in general. So I really wish we'd cut him a little slack as he does his service for Christ, while also being the good shepherd and looking after his flock. Yes. And then the other thing I would share with people, obviously we have, we're coming into Wednesday, which now ends the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. We heard on Friday that the Strait of Hormuz was open, then it was closed. We had a India vessel get shot at from Iran. We have since seized a Iranian cargo ship ourselves and fired a shot right through its engine room and just took that thing over. So I hope we get to peace soon, but we're going to have some oil issues regardless. A lot of people think that America is energy independent and that we're a net exporter of oil. Not completely true. We actually import 6 million barrels into our country to refine into gasoline and aviation fuel and others. Now, we get some byproducts from that, and it might be like 10-weight 30 oil. And we do export those products. And so people think, yes, it's an oil product we're exporting, but it's not gasoline. And so I want people to just understand, if this continues, we just received our last cargo ships of oil, just raw oil coming in to Texas and California this month, but we have no inbound ones. So we're in the best seat of all nations. But when you look at Asia right now, they're under a state of emergency. In the Philippines, rationing gasoline there. Many of the smaller countries like Vietnam are actually, all of us have propane for our grill. They use propane for their stove in their house to cook dinner for the kids. And so, because they're remote. And so they're in a state of emergency. And even Thailand has suspended its shipping fleet going out because they love their fish. That's their main protein there. But diesel is now 250% more expensive now in Thailand. So everyone's kind of suffering. And we're going to need to really get this thing resolved shortly and get back to enjoying our lives, growing our country, bringing manufacturing back, and advancing peace. So with that, I'm going to kind of cut myself short here and get ready for our next guest, Jason Wood with Rosewood Luxury Pools. And thank you for listening. Again, this is the Marc McMain Show. I'm Mitchell Swan filling in for Marc, and you're listening to WMOQ 92.3 FM.
Recently, I was on a flight writing on a legal pad, and the man next to me struck up a conversation. "Are you an author?" he asked. I said, "No, I'm actually a preacher." Well, the look on his face was priceless. How would you feel if you're stuck sitting next to a preacher for several hours? Surprisingly, though, we had a good conversation. He asked me several questions about Jesus, and I told him that the Bible says if Jesus didn't rise from the dead, Christianity is worthless. Ever thought about that? You see, the truthfulness of Christianity hinges on whether Jesus died and rose from the grave. There's great evidence for it, and I'm one of the billions of Christians around the globe who believes that the resurrection really happened. If Jesus did conquer death, then he's worthy of your trust. If he didn't, reject him because he's a fraud. I believe he really conquered death. What do you believe? This is Brian Wright, speaking right from my heart.
For devotions, visit rightfromtheheart.org.
The Madison Trolley Company is Morgan County's newest five-star attraction. We offer historic Madison tours year-round, a haunted history experience in the fall, and our Madison Lights Christmas Tour and Mary Maddie Express Adventure for kids have become new holiday traditions. Our private charters add vintage charm to weddings and special occasions aboard a historic trolley by day, party trolley by night. Find us on the Madison Town Square or get on board by visiting madisontrolley.com or calling us at 706-997-1800.
Are you looking for custom t-shirts, golf shirts, or uniforms for yourself or work? What about a family reunion, a fundraiser, or sports team? Whatever you're looking for, Chris and Debbie at Blue Hound in Monroe can help you. Real Country uses Blue Hound for our golf shirts and t-shirts. They do quality work and they're great folks. Blue Hound is located at 111 East Washington Street in Monroe. Go by and see what they can do for you or call 404-307-3664. That's 404-307-3664. Tell them April sent you.
Dreaming of the perfect backyard this summer? Hi, I'm Jason with Rosewood Luxury Pools. We design, build custom in-ground pools with timeless design and lasting quality. As a licensed general contractor, we handle every detail from concept to completion, so you can just relax and enjoy the process. Summer's right around the corner. Let's get ready for your pool party. Give us a call at 678-635-7276 or look us up at rosewoodluxurypools.com.
Welcome back, my friends. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. I'm Mitchell Swan, filling in for Mark today. And we've got a great guest coming on, Jason Wood of Rosewood Luxury Pools. Yeah. Jason, are you there?
Hey, Mitchell, I'm here, bud. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, brother. What a treat to talk with you today. How is things going over there at your place?
Oh, going well, going good. Just busy. Of course, sun's shining, and it's getting warmer outside, so everybody wants to dig a hole.
That's right. This warm weather is winding down, and I promise you, if you have kids, they are losing their mind and protesting why they don't have a pool that they can have their friends over to.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah. How long have you been in the pool business, Jason?
Oh, I've been doing pools for close to 10 years now.
Wonderful. What made you pick this area? You from here originally?
From Georgia, yeah, from the Stone Mountain area, Lilburn area, and our office is out of Loganville and moved up towards Brazelton, Jefferson area, and just always liked the Athens, Monroe, Madison area, and we've been done very well there, and we love it. It's good property, good land. A lot of people have bigger lots that you can get to, and it's been a good area, good growth too. A lot of growth headed up towards Junction.
I'm telling you, Loganville, you guys are growing faster at a faster rate than the state of Georgia, which I think is awesome. A lot of construction. Yeah. Most of us here in Good Hope are like, stop coming. I think they've built 70 houses here. They all need pools, by the way. You need to start doing mailers up there. They're all wells, too. They can afford it. There's no reason they can't fill up their pool when you're on a well, right?
That's right.
Now, for me, this is the first time you and I have talked. Do you only construct pools, or do you also do maintenance?
We partner with a maintenance provider that we always give to our pool customers, or even if we get a phone call at the office, we always send them Edwin's way with Pool Daddy, and so we're very confident with these guys. They've been working with us for a long time, and we don't have a problem giving their number out, and they do all of our startups. Our equipment sets, and then they take over after a new pool for 30 days that we give the customer.
Oh, that's
and then
great.
after that, normally our customers sign a contract with them to keep the pool going. So.
Now, do you do vinyl pools and gunite pools, or are you just doing the gunites?
Just the gunite pebble pools. We don't do any kind of vinyl. We have some people that we know that if someone does just want a vinyl pool, we can kind of help them, give them in that direction, someone that they can trust and put one in, along with a fiberglass pool as well.
Okay. Oh, so you don't do the fiberglass either?
We don't. No, we just do the in-ground gunite.
Oh, that's high end. That's good stuff right there. I'll tell you, I had a vinyl pool, but I wish I had a gunite because I had to replace that vinyl, I think, 3 times. And I lived in the house 27 years. I'm not complaining. But, the kids get out there. Next thing you know, something's gotten torn or something's got messed up or they just fade. And there's more maintenance to them.
Oh, yes.
But this time of year with this heat coming and the pollen, man, you'll get an algae pond so fast out there if you're not on your game. And when you're a young guy, I'll take care of my pool. I'll tell you, you fall out of love with that pool if you're the guy taking care of it. So the secret is to talk with Jason and get his crew to come out there after he puts in a nice gunite. That will last forever.
Forever.
Yeah. With all this inflation, is that hitting you pretty hard, Jason? Are you able to still do some pretty affordable installs for your clients?
No, I mean, it has, of course, with shotcrete and steel and all these things that everyone's looking at as far as diesel fuel and gas and, all that goes into the products that we put into a pool. But we're still, like right now, we're running a special, like a summer special that we've done. It's a 15 by 30 pool. We call it our turnkey special. So it's a 15 by 30 pool. You get a 6-foot tanning ledge, 2 bubblers, the Omni Hayward system where you can, it's all Wi-Fi capable, saltwater pool, so you get your salt cell.
Wow.
You get your 2-inch flagstone coping around the pool, 500 square feet of flat patio, which is concrete patio, and then we also are giving 6 pallets of sod, a zone of irrigation, and perimeter fence, a privacy fence around it for $78,500. So that's a 15 by 30 pool all in. You don't have to touch it. You don't have to call another contractor. You don't have to call a landscaper or get somebody to get the dirt moved out or get an irrigation guy or a fence guy. We do it all. We do it all turnkey in house and for one cost. So it's a good little deal. People take advantage of it.
Honestly, and listen, I'm a guy that did a pool once. That is a fantastic price, and you should. Chastity just sat up straight. I think she's going to be having a discussion with her husband Jason at dinner. Like, hey, for $78,500, we could have this kick. I'm sorry, I almost said a bad word, but this awesome pool in our backyard. And what I love about those sun decks too. Now, I had a pool for different reasons too, but it just came with the house when I used to live in Athens. But I had a disabled daughter. She has cerebral palsy. She lives in a wheelchair. But when you got her in the pool, it was the first time she could really do exercise. And for older people, great exercise. For those really gym nuts that want to go do a plunge and they buy a silly thing for their house, I'm like, just go out there and use your swimming pool.
There you go.
But those sun decks are great. The dogs like them because they'll go up to their paws and cool off a little bit and then jump back out. It's easy for them to get in and out.
We can do. What's cool about those sun shelves too is you can integrate stairs in them that can be flatter. So it's not such a steep stair like for your daughter. We've done a couple for handicap, and it's just an easier way to get in the pool. And as you have that 9 to 12 inch step into that sun shelf, we also could put another step below that. So it's almost like just a 4 to 5 inch step to get in, and it really does help for ease of either older people or handicap or even dogs or what have you.
That's wonderful. And business has been staying pretty steady for you through all this?
Staying steady, yes, sir. Yeah, they're still... And we offer, we partner with Lions Finance, too, which helps out a lot, where if someone just, they let's say that they have a budget for a liner pool, but they really want an in-ground gunite pool, and they need that extra $25,000, Lions Finance is great with that. And we have a lot of customers that take advantage of that.
Awesome. So, Jason, I have a question. So, your turnkey pool you just explained to us a moment ago, someone like me that's like instant gratification, I want it now, So all the paperwork, everything's signed, sealed. How long does it take to get a pool like that delivered?
So normally what we like to tell people is once permit's pulled, we give you 60 days. And normally we can do it a little bit sooner than that. We just always tell people a 60-day mark.
That's awesome.
You don't know what you're going to encounter when you start unearthing dirt and things like that. But the longest period of time with a pool is after you shoot it in with shotcrete is to make sure that concrete cures properly. So there's a 7-day wet period, and then there's also a 28 to 30 day, usually 32 days, that we really can't do anything with that as far as finishing it or pebbling it until that curing factor is done and that shell is hardened where we feel safe for getting around it.
Awesome.
And when it gets through the curing, do you also fill the pool for them?
Yeah, well, I mean, we can. We have water trucks that will do it. I'll tell you this: it's almost. There's a lot of counties too that, and we look into that after we get going with a customer. Is that you can take a picture of your meter and fill your pool, and then take a picture, and they see how many gallons it took to fill the pool, and you send your water company like the invoice or the contract that you put a pool in, and they'll take that off your bill.
You're kidding!
Wow.
Oh, I can't.
Some of it. Now, Walton County is one that doesn't do it, but there's a lot of counties that still do it that way. And if not, we can use water trucks, or we just use the county water. It's really not too expensive.
That's what I think. I think a lot of you guys send your own water trucks right to the fire department. They charge them up for you, and then you go off and fill the pool.
Yeah, there's a couple places. Yes, sir.
I bet that is like a quick turnaround as opposed to a water hose, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think the last one we filled up it took 2 days, right at 2 days. It's a 20 by 40, so it's not that bad. Usually I tell people to put 2 hoses in it, and it usually gets done in a couple days.
Awesome.
Right. So my question too, so there's some listeners going, man, 78.5, that sounds awesome. And I can just catch the summer if I give Jason a call right now and get working on it.
Yeah.
But now you can install these though year round, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, some of the best times to install is right there in October, November, just because it's not the busy season and weather is still good in Atlanta. Georgia's weather just stretches all the way through Thanksgiving.
Well, it's easy for your crews. The weather's cooler. The ground is firmer, and we don't get as much rain either. That's
right. Yeah. And in a pool that size too, a 15 by 30, if someone wanted to stretch the season even longer, I mean, they make an electric heater for the pool. That you can raise the temperature up or take the temperature down. So it's like a thermostat basically for your pool. So if it is 98 or 100 degrees in Atlanta and your pool water is 90, you can actually cool it down to 88 or 85, whatever you want.
Well, and this is just my opinion, but it seems to me when I look for houses, because I call it house porn, my wife was like, what are you doing? I'm looking at this four bedroom, 3 bath somewhere, just looking at the stuff. But I find that putting a pool in really helps the resale value of a house, especially if it's a house that's got more than 3 bedrooms, because normally you're going to have kids, a larger family. They're great for barbecues and get-togethers. Is that your experience, Jason? That
it has been. Value? Being in the building industry and the real estate industry for a long time, I think back in the day it was kind of opposite. It was more of a luxury, but now in the last 10 years, especially in Georgia, I think the outdoor living and the outdoor space is a massive seller for these houses. I mean, you look at the builders, even the builders we work with, putting pools in, they're putting them in spec houses because they know that that's going to be something different and someone's going to want it right now, right? Like you said, they want to jump in the pool after they buy the house. They don't want to buy a house, wait 60, 90 days and get a pool put in. So I think it is a massive selling factor and a resale factor for a property. There's not many people that we talk to that doesn't want a pool, that says they don't want one. So I think having that already put in is a big part.
And I know we've got listeners, it's become very popular, especially with UGA football and stuff, but this VRBO, I'm going to buy a fixer-upper, put sweat equity into it. But there's only so much we can do. But you throw a pool in there, and you're going to find rentals will go up because people are like, I'm going there with my kids.
100%.
Yeah. If someone's got an unusual lot, let's my yard's kind of small, but my kids keep asking for the pool. You can customize any size pool for them, can't you?
Yeah, we've done it a lot. We kind of pride ourselves on that too, where some people say they can't get a pool in, and we can work around a lot of things. We've been around the industry for a long time, and especially the development part, and looking at a piece of property that either has a topo issue where the elevations are way different, and to tier walls up through there and make flat spots and play areas for the kids where initially you look at it, you think I'm going to have one huge wall and a pool and there's no yard. And, so it takes a lot. It takes a lot more than just a pool, just someone that can put a pool in to look at the yard and say, all right, this is what we can do as far as landscaping and all that. And we do all that in house too. And as far as the building side too, if they wanted a gazebo or a house or like a pool house and that kind of thing, we do all those in house as well. We don't farm that out.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, if people want to learn more, they've listened to you, they've listened to me rant, and they're like, I want to know more, and I just want to talk to Jason Wood myself without Mitch on the microphone. Where can they find you, buddy?
Yeah. Go to Rosewood Luxury Pools, and you can look at our website and see all of our specials, and all our information. Phone numbers are there. They can call me direct. They can call me at my phone number, which is 770-733-5715. And that's my cell, and I'll if I don't catch you, just leave me a message, leave me a text, and I'll get right back with you and set an appointment up, come see you, and see if we can't help you guys out, put something in the backyard.
Well, I would absolutely support that. I think people need to go in. If they're just thinking about it, they can come in and just sit with somebody, get some ideas, and get some real information. I think it's one of those things where people go, I could never afford one, and they don't go in and do the research.
It more than pays for itself, really.
I think it's
when the kids stay around, and
the memories are priceless.
Yep,
I mean that
absolutely.
from having a pool with kids. Well, Jason, thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you, and we'll stay in touch.
Yeah, thank y'all. Y'all have a great week. Great week.
Dreaming of the perfect backyard this summer? Hi, I'm Jason with Rosewood Luxury Pools. We design, build custom in-ground pools with timeless design and lasting quality. As a licensed general contractor, we handle every detail from concept to completion, so you can just relax and enjoy the process. Summer's right around the corner. Let's get ready for your pool party. Give us a call at 678-635-7276 or look us up at rosewoodluxurypools.com.
Need a hot biscuit in the morning? You'll find that at Stripling's General Store. Need a hot lunch, like chicken, with some of your favorite side dishes? You'll find that at Stripling's General Store. How about some yummy barbecue or Brunswick stew for dinner? You'll find that at Stripling's General Store. Plus, there's ice, fuel, snacks, cold beverages, and so much more. It's your one-stop shop. That's Stripling's General Store, Highway 78 East and Highway 53 in Bogart. Open 7 days a week.
As spring blooms, so does engagement season. At P&A Jewelers, voted the area's best jeweler and jewelry store, and celebrating 50 years, we offer a beautiful selection of engagement rings. Let us custom create exactly what your heart desires. Visit us in person next to Quick Trip in Loganville or online at shoppajewelers.com. P&A Jewelers, where your forever begins.
Hey, this is attorney Bart Benton with Benton & Benton. I live and work right here in Monroe, Georgia, and I am proud to serve this area. If you've been hurt in a car accident, you don't need some out-of-town lawyer that treats you like a number. You deserve a local lawyer you can trust, someone who lives here, works here, and takes care of people. So remember this, if you're ever in a car accident, be smart, call Bart. Benton & Benton, local lawyers you can trust.
The Greene County Rodeo is back for 2026 with exciting rodeo action Friday and Saturday, April the 24th and 25th at the Covered Arena on Sewell and Smith Drive in Greensboro. Bring the family out for all the thrills of bull riding, steer wrestling, girls barrel racing, team roping, bronc riding, and more. The kids will love the boot trample and more. Don't miss this year's Greene County Rodeo, Friday and Saturday, April the 24th and 25th at 8 p.m. in Greensboro. Don't miss it.
Madison Flooring, located at 1167 Eatonton Road in Madison, is your full-service and professional installation center for all kinds of flooring, from tile, carpet, laminate, wood. They even do showers. They have granite and quartz countertops. All military, police, firefighters, and teachers ask for your discount. Madison Flooring is locally owned and operated. For knowledgeable and friendly service, call 706-431-5152.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Mitchell Swan sitting in for Marc McMain. I've got a great guest for the next 30 minutes. I've asked my good friend Mike Torino to come up from Madison, which, by the way, has a great festival this Saturday. Get down there for Mad Fest. Go eat some Amici's pizza. But Mike, how are you doing today? I'm looking at you. I'm talking about you. How are you doing, brother?
I'm above the grass. I always love that. So I'm doing great when I'm above the grass.
Wow. Well,
Pardon me, I got a little hoarseness in my throat today, so please bear with me.
Oh, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Your son Chris started Amici's, I understand, in 1993. What was going on in your household in 1993 that he's like, I'm out of here, I'm starting a pizzeria?
Mitch, I was living in California. I was in the corporate world at that time, and Chris was just graduating from college with a couple of friends. And they had worked in various restaurants when they were in college, and said, look, I found a little place in Madison, Georgia that I'd like to buy. And so I flew back to take a look at it. It was a little 1,800 square foot restaurant, and it was closed. And the owner had closed it because business wasn't good. So he and a couple of friends kludged together the finances and bought the restaurant from this fellow. And it worked out pretty well. And I was doing some professorial teaching at that time. And so he would ask me certain things, how we should do this, how we should do that, to turn it into a business. And then I left California, moved back to my home state of Maryland to take care of some aging parents, and started my consulting practice there, and I was flying between Maryland and Costa Rica on a regular basis, and would pop in occasionally to Madison and see how things were going. And then one thing led to another, and one day my wife wakes up and says, I'm moving to Madison, and you can come with me if you like, but I'm moving to Madison. Grandchildren were coming, so that's where she wanted to be.
I've got questions. So you grew up in Maryland.
Yes.
But you were in California. Where was Chris born?
Chris was born in Maryland. Yeah, all my children were born in Baltimore. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, that place has changed, not for the better,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So...
and so then he decides, I'm assuming he went to UGA?
Well, during some of my corporate moves, I ended up in Georgia. So he got associated with Georgia and then went to UGA and graduated from UGA and ended up here in the area. And that's how he and his buddies found this particular restaurant. So I would come down occasionally or pop in during my trips to see how things were going and help out where I could. And then when we moved down here, I was commuting. I was on the board of our local hospital up there and had some other board responsibilities in Maryland. So I would commute back and forth. Right. And after about 2 years of driving back and forth, I said, I've had enough of this. So I came down here permanently and got more involved in the restaurant. And what ended up being a couple hours a week turned into 60-hour a week to run the restaurant.
So I'm starting to believe that UGA is responsible for this rapid growth. Apparently, if parents out of state send their kids to UGA, the parents follow. Because the wife's like, I'm moving to Madison.
Well, Madison is such an interesting town.
It's a great town.
You know, the first time I was in Madison, as most people say, gee, what a lovely town. This is the typical Mayberry of Georgia. It's right here in our own backyard, so it worked out quite well.
Well, I do remember that original restaurant because I started living here. I got called to the Navy School in 1995, and I would always take people down to Madison, and we would go into that little Amici's down there, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. It was only 1,800 square feet, and
it felt like a traditional old school pizzeria.
Oh yeah, it really developed such a great reputation, and so we just started the business, and our goal was how do we grow it, develop it, and expand the business. We bought out Chris's two partners and went into franchising. That was certainly a challenge. But
when did you start? So, how many restaurants? We'll start with the first one was 1993. Where was your second restaurant?
Second restaurant was in Milledgeville.
Milledgeville,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yes, downtown Milledgeville.
And this is before franchising.
This is before franchising, correct.
How many did you own? Did you grow to before you decided, hey, this could be a franchise opportunity?
Well, we felt that we needed to understand how to manage in multiple units. So we had 4 units that were operating, and we said, Al, we know how to handle multiple units. We can go into franchising. And so we established a relationship with a franchise consultant, and over 6-8 months, we put together all the necessary paperwork to do that. And we had a number of restaurant people who came in and wanted us to franchise them, and so we did. And so we started growing from there.
Well, what I've done probably these last few shows, certainly last week too, I love to bring in entrepreneurs, young people that just have an idea, like I'm not going to school, I'm going to go out and plow my own path. And I love this story because I'm going to assume your son had never really, having just worked in restaurants, probably part-time, it's a lot to just start your first operation, sign a lease, take rent, buy equipment, and be like, I hope I sell some pizza pies.
Well, it is. And whether you're starting out or whether you buy one that is existing, running a restaurant is more than a full-time job. Most jobs go from 9 to 5 during the week, and come Friday night at 5 o'clock, you're over. A restaurant is 18-hour days, 7 days a week, and you never stop. There's always something happening. And, of course, dealing with the public that I love to do, but dealing with the public is always a challenge. There's always something that needs to be addressed, something needs to be
someone's
handled.
in a bad mood, and you gotta deal with that, and they're killing the vibe in the restaurant.
You absolutely do. And the other thing is the staff. You have to make sure that you have the right staff. You have to constantly recruit. One of our mottos is never stop recruiting. And we do that constantly in all of our locations. We have 11 locations now.
Wow.
And we have 5 corporate stores and 6 franchise locations.
Good for you.
And and we've got 2 franchise locations that are discussing right now with us where they would like to put a location. So possibly in the next 18, 24 months, we could be up to 13, 14. And one of the things that I think is important is that we at Amici are not looking to grow the brand every week.
Right.
We want to make sure that we associate ourselves with good, strong franchise people who are in it for a long-term relationship. One of the things I always say, and I'm accused of trying to discourage people from becoming a restaurateur, is that because it's such hard work, I say, we've got to be able to have a cold beer when things are going good, and more importantly, when things aren't going so good.
Sure.
And so it's a 10-year contract, and so it takes a long time to get up and start it running. And then you have to run it day to day, hour by hour, to make sure that everything is in its place.
Well, there's nothing. I grew up in an entrepreneur family, and so, there is so much effort and equity and money put into the business. And sometimes, even when business is good, I kid you not, this is the 70s, we'd have peanut butter and jelly for dinner. And if business was off, we just had the peanut butter. You think I'm joking, but, But a family does that, and you have such good quality, and then you've got to maintain that brand because they're looking at you because you started.
You're
this.
absolutely correct. Yep.
What do you look for when a young kid? See, this is what I love about what you just said, that you're always recruiting. I feel that kids spend too much time now on sports fields wholly different in the 70s and 80s. Football season was football season. There was no, I'm going to go on travel teams. I have to hit the weight room because my coach is looking for me in the spring, and all these things. And they never get a chance, it feels to me, to ever get their first job. And they've got to get that and get out and learn what it's like to work for somebody and work with people. So I want to get your feedback when we come back after this quick message. Again, you're listening to the Marc McMain, WMOQ 92.3 FM.
If you're selling or buying a home, you should call AM/PM Septic to inspect your septic tank. This could save you on costly repairs. AM/PM pumps your tank, fixes septic alarms, drain lines. They can fix any problem you're having with your septic tank. Call 770-231-7979. They do inspection letters. AM/PM is family owned and operated, licensed and insured company. Call David for all your septic needs. 770-231-7979.
The Madison Trolley Company is Morgan County's newest 5-star attraction. We offer historic Madison tours year-round, a haunted history experience in the fall, and our Madison Lights Christmas Tour and Mary Maddie Express Adventure for kids have become new holiday traditions. Our private charters add vintage charm to weddings and special occasions aboard a historic trolley by day, party trolley by night. Find us on the Madison Town Square or get on board by visiting madisontrolley.com or calling us at 706-997-1800.
Since 1979, the Tim Stewart Funeral Home family has been caring for families in their time of need. The Tim Stewart family pledges to honor your loved one with excellence in service, compassion, and will guide you in making the right decisions. To learn more about the Tim Stewart Funeral Home family, stop in at one of their 3 locations in Monroe, Loganville, and Lawrenceville. Call 770-267-2594 or go to stewardfh.com.
I'm Miranda, founder of the Humane Society of Walton County. We're a community-funded, no-kill shelter for homeless dogs and cats. On May 30th, we're raffling off a brand new 2024 Jeep Wrangler or $40,000 in cash. Tickets start at $30 each, with only $5,000 being sold. To purchase your tickets, visit humanewalton.org. You don't want to miss this chance to win a brand new 2024 Jeep Wrangler or $40,000 in cash, all benefiting the Humane Society of Walton County.
Leadfoot Mulching and Grading offers land clearing, hauling of gravel and sand, and more. And now offering screen topsoil for the farmer or homeowner, asphalt paving, and more. No job is too big or small. Locally owned and operated, it's Leadfoot Mulching and Grading, serving all of North Georgia. Fair prices and great customer service. Phone 404-909-5227 or go to leadfootmulching.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're sitting here with Mike Torino from Amici's, and he's going to tell us what they're looking for people that to be involved with their franchise and with their restaurants. But before I do that, we have a very special 16th birthday going on out here in our community. You all have to hear about it. It is Ellie Stewart. She has turned 16. Happy birthday, Ellie. So glad for you. And congratulations for going around the sun one more time, all on your own.
Thank you, Mitch.
I just heard that for the first time, going around the sun. My wife just had her birthday, and someone mentioned that to her, and I said, yeah, that's absolutely correct, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, we take time for granted when we're teenagers,
Yeah.
don't we?
Oh, we do.
And the years seem longer, and I've been around the sun now 61 times, but it seems like it's picking up speed. Like you blink and you're having another birthday when you're a kid.
Absolutely.
Christmas seems like it's 4 years away.
Yeah, I can't believe we're coming into May already. Yeah.
100%. So when we before we went to break, I was just making a comment that I feel like more kids need to get out there, find jobs when they're younger so that they learn how to do work and how to work with others, take direction. And you guys are always looking for good help. What's a good prospect look for you guys?
Well, you know, Mitch, it was ironic that there's somewhat of a legacy in Madison, used to be, that as you were growing up, Amici was the place to go to work. And we would hire a lot of high school kids in there. And it does give them that first time to have a responsibility. be at work at 8 o'clock,
Sure.
or be at work at 6 o'clock. Clean up those dishes over there. Serve the customer, and always have a smile on your face whenever you're greeting the customer. But we look for personality. Attitude is really what we hire. And if a person has the right personality, the right attitude, they'll make a hit. And of course, as we mentioned off air, they have the new government regulations with no tax on tips.
Yes.
So that's I think that's going to be a big boost to a lot of people who may have been off of the sidelines on being a server, but now there's a whole new revenue stream that they can take a look at.
Oh, I think it's a great industry for kids. But I'll tell you, I remember getting my first paycheck, and once it's past you, you stare at it for a minute. I mean, you walk a little taller. You're like, I woke up this morning with no money, and now
Yes.
I'm going home with this check.
Yes.
And if I keep work, I always tell people, making money is easy if you're willing to work hard. Right? There's no easy money out there.
In some cases, just working. You don't have to work hard. You just have to work and show up and have a smile on your face, and you can make a lot of money.
I have a question for you,
Sure.
too. It comes down to just interaction with people. Now, as you've watched this thing grow from 1993 to present, I imagine before we had cell phones, there was a lot more ruckus going on in your pizzerias where people were talking, they're engaged. But as phones came on, I have sat in restaurants and Amici's and seen some tables with 4 people looking at their phones.
Absolutely.
And I find that kids are losing that skill to actually, one, make conversation with other humans, but also to engage them as a server. Is that right, or
yes.
am I off?
It is. And now, with the technology that has come into the restaurant business, that's just been phenomenal. Years ago, of course, and I'm sure you can remember this, a server would come up with a little pad in their hand and would write down what you wanted and would run off to the kitchen and give it to the kitchen, and the kitchen would put it up on the string and make it for you, and out it would come. Now they have the handhelds, and they put the order right into the handhelds, and it pops out of the kitchen automatically right on the screen. And so we have lost a little bit of that, but we encourage all of our servers to interact and engage with the customer on a regular basis, and that means so much. It also means a big deal when it comes to time to pay the tip, and because we know that through studies that people will come back to a restaurant if the service is good. They won't necessarily come back if the food is good and the service is bad, but they will certainly come back if the service is good and the food is mediocre. At Amici, we have both great service and the great food that goes along with it.
Yeah, well, your venues have really grown too, and they're nice. There's not a time I haven't gone into Amici's, and you can just instinctually know that person over there is having a birthday or that guy got a promotion, but there's always somebody celebrating something. And people forget that a lot of our memories are made in these restaurants. Like, you walk in and you're hit with an emotion because you're like, oh man, I remember I took my first date here to Amici's, and then years later you're still going back. And do you have any like servers that are like, hey, I've been here now for like 18 years.
Yes.
Like, this is just a fun place to work.
Oh, yeah. Our management staff is very long-term people.
Yeah.
They're there. It's a good place to work. We try to treat all of our employees with a great deal of respect. And so we have a lot of long-term employees, 18, 20 years. Okay.
Yeah,
been
you
there
really
that
become
longer,
an
longer.
institution in a community. I don't think there's probably a person in Monroe, Milledgeville, or Madison that doesn't have fond memories of a time or a dinner that they had inside of an Amici's.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to hear that, and we want to make more. We want to make more.
So it's not just about the business and all of that. Yeah. What do you look for if someone's like, well, I'm thinking I want to do something new in my life, and they're interested in a franchise. What makes you guys a little different than others?
Well, number one is we look at an Amici franchise as an opportunity for someone to go in business for themselves. And we help with the training. We help with the supply chain aspects.
Oh, yeah. That's
okay.
huge.
And we also help with continuous improvement. So we are there in that restaurant over a period of time. So they don't lose track of what is the necessary things they need to do on a day-to-day basis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think back at what you said just about how technology has changed to help the servers from that pad of paper to being able to broadcast it direct. That must help a lot with inventory, because I think that a lot of restaurants, having worked in many, there's a lot of spoilage sometimes because of bad planning or, hey, we ran out of flour.
We try to employ throughout the entire organization good business practices, which means taking inventories on a regular basis, and we do that every month for sure. And we want to make sure that whether it's a franchise or whether it's a corporate store, that everyone looks at the restaurant as a business that they're running. And we sit down with all the managers and go over their P&Ls, where they can improve, how they can improve, and answer their questions. So we also use this as an opportunity to teach and instruct and provide guidance to our management and management staff throughout.
Well, I think people like that homegrown, small family business. Well, even if it's a franchise and if it's owned by a family. I read an article in the Financials the other day. There is something like 18 franchises across America that are really struggling. We all heard about Hooters. We all know about Red Lobster and all these others, and a lot of burger joints. And so they get so big, and then the company just fails. But you guys keep it small. What makes you guys kind of recession-proof through these difficult times?
I'm not sure we're recession-proof, but what we try to do is try to provide a reasonable price for the product. We also make sure that when we look at a potential franchise person, that we have long discussions with that person. It's a long-term contract that we have, so we have to be confident that the person has a passion to do what needs to be done. And so we take a great deal of time in making sure that works out for both. We don't want to put someone into the position of owning a franchise only to have them fail. That doesn't do anybody any bit of good. So we work very closely at the front end to make sure we're picking the right person and the person understands what's going to be required of them.
Jassy, you got a question for Mike?
Awesome. Yes, I love pizza. I love Amici's. Y'all have such fun atmosphere, trivia night, karaoke night. They have the outdoor little sitting area and the games for the kids. Mm-hmm. But I've always wondered, I love New York pizza. Like, it's so good. Like, I'm not a Domino's kind of person. I love a brick oven pizza. Do y'all use a brick oven?
We do.
Ah, yes. I knew it. I knew it because your pizza is that good.
We have multiple different ovens because we're always looking at what is coming out, what's new.
Okay.
And we just started using a conveyor type oven, but the conveyor is not a screen. It's made out of bricks. And so the bricks actually move. So the pizza is still made on a brick oven, but it's a conveyor and it comes out the other end just perfect.
Oh, that's cool. We need a tour.
Yeah.
I want to do a field trip.
Yeah, we do a field trip down to our Covington location.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, people are always looking for a good deal, and I find that a lot of restaurants can offer you a cheaper bill, but it's fast food. I've never been into a McDonald's saying I'm going to stay here longer than 15 minutes. I mean, you sit down, you eat your food, you get the heck out.
Mm-hmm.
But people settle in when they come to Amici's.
Well, Amici's is not fast food,
right? Table service.
It's casual.
Yeah,
and we want people to have a warming experience when they're there. And it's funny, when we opened up the new one in Madison, we have that's one of our largest restaurants. Yes. But we have so many people who want to come in and have little parties in the side rooms that we have that they're booked all the time. So people want a good, healthy, happy experience.
Well, so my advice to everyone, first, if they want to learn more just about your business, where do they go?
They come right to me.
come right to you. Don't even go to the website. Just come on
they
in.
can go.
Ask for
We have
Mike.
certainly a great website, but they can certainly call me directly.
Well, that's wonderful. So this weekend, I want everyone to go down to Madison for Mad Fest this Saturday between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And somewhere in there, walk over, ask Mike all the questions you have, and get a nice slice of pie.
Well, they won't let me in the kitchen. They want me to stay in the office, so you won't find me in the kitchen. But please come on over and say hello.
All right. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
Enjoyed
our best
it.
to Chris.
Thank you.
All right. Everyone, thank you for another great day and for listening with us here on the Marc McMain Show. You're listening to WMOQ 92.3 FM.
WMOQ FM, Bostwick, Monroe, Madison. Your home for the Marc McMain Show and real country. Q92.3.